Grabbing the boards like, I'ma go coast to coast, I'm on beats like Dosey Do.
Yo, what up, it's your boy JDMC and we back with another video. What I'm gonna be doing today, quick disclaimer, before I get into this video, this isn't like a hate video. I never want to be a hater. I try to pride myself on being like, you know, fair and unbiased, and I don't want to radiate hate energy. But today I want to talk about Ben Simmons and how I think he's the most unimproved player in the NBA. So yeah, I just want to go through and talk about aspects of his game, get into stats a little bit, and also talk about his team as well, and just sort of break down Ben Simmons. I've seen a lot of sort of reports and stuff sort of talking about how he's the most unimproved player, and I also seen that comparison to Chris Brown, and Chris Brown got real mad about it. I'll put it up on the screen. I think it was a series of tweets, but someone compared Chris Brown and Ben Simmons as like the same, and it's like they haven't improved, they just do the same old shit. So I thought that was quite funny. I've actually had this idea for a few weeks now. I just haven't sort of done it yet, but with all the talk about it, I thought it'd be a good time to do it. But yeah, before we get into it, make sure to hit that sub button. I'm on the road to 1K by October. Join the movement, hit that subscribe button, and also can we get 5 likes this video? Let's try to hit 5 likes. So the first aspect I want to talk about is obviously the elephant in the room, his shooting. I'm not that narrow-minded, like, oh, Ben Simmons is trash, he can't shoot. I think he's more than that. It's more than just him shooting. But obviously if he was to develop a jump shot, if he just gets somewhat respected from there, then it's gonna suck out the defense. That sounded weird. It's going to bring out the defense and also just spread the floor for like the Embiids and the shooters more. So that's one aspect, because I've got the stats here. He is a career 10% shooter from 3. He only shoots 0.1 attempts per game over his career. But looking at it now, he's the first 3 years of the league, he shot 0.1 attempts. And this year now, in the first 15 games, he shot 0.3, shooting at 20%. So there's more improvement. There's an improvement in terms of him actually shooting them more, but he still needs to be knocking those down. And you're also one of the main aspects in a statistical sense that makes him sort of the most unimproved player in the league is, I'll just read out his stats from the last few years and just sort of compare them to what they sort of are now, the sample size we've seen this year of the 15 games. So his first year he was playing 33 minutes, scored 15 points on like 54% with 8 assists, 8 rebounds. The next year he gets 34 minutes per game, so he does take a step up. His shots slightly drop. He averages a little bit more, he gets 16%, and his assists drop, but his rebounds go up. Then last year his minutes went up again, but his shots did decrease by a whole shot. He's only taking 11 shots a game. His assists went up from the previous year, but weren't as good as his first year, and his rebounds dropped by a whole rebound. He was only getting 7 rebounds and 8 assists, with 16 points, which was a bit worse from the last year. But now moving into this year, obviously we've only seen him play 15 games, but he's playing less minutes with 33. He's taking way less shots, so he's only taking 8 shots compared to his career average of 11. He's shooting a little bit more threes, hitting at that 20% rate, so that's not the baddest, but it's not good at all. And his assists and his rebounds are both around 8, so that's sort of his career average. So he stayed the same there, but his points per game has dropped to 12. And you would think like, well, his minutes are slightly lessened, so that might be the difference. But he's only playing like 1-2 less minutes and getting like 2 less buckets, so 4 less points. Yeah, so that's not, I wouldn't call it concerning. I just think, yeah, it sort of proves the point of him being unimproved. Obviously the team success is better this year. He's got more shooters around him, so he doesn't need to score as much, and Embiid's having a career year. But you think that would sort of lead to like an increase in assists, which it hasn't yet, but we've still got a long time to play. Who knows, he could go up to 16, 18 points and sort of prove this video wrong, and he could, you know, be hitting a 3 a game. But at this stage it doesn't really look like that's the case. But obviously it's not all about numbers. Like let's get into some of his strengths. Like his defense, he's probably one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. He's probably a top 3 to top 6 court vision. Off the top of my head, like I put him on that level of like the Bronze, Chris Pauls, like even like the Lonzos, Rondos. Like I think like probably not as good as them, maybe Lonzo, but not as good as those other ones. But he's definitely up there as a passer. He's extremely strong, extremely laterally quick. Athletic as hell. So yeah, he's definitely got like a high ceiling, and he's definitely got strong strengths. But it's just like, how is he going to reach the ceiling offensively, and how is he going to become like an offensive threat? Like you want, you know, put the ball in Ben Simmons' hands, and he's going to get you a bucket more than just him driving to the lane. I feel like in a small sense, if you guys know what I'm saying, I'm not making a strong comparison. I do sense a little bit of like Giannis and Ben Simmons in terms of like adding some more versatility and expanding his offensive game just to be more of a threat instead of just sort of a passer, driver, defender. I think he could really, you know, if he was, you know, hitting the mid-range, if he was posting up, getting fadeaways more, just little things like that, maybe increase his floaters and stuff like that. I know he does accomplish some of those things, but just I'm talking more on like a regular basis, and you're becoming a threat from those areas. And another aspect as well is I've had the trade talks, and if we rewind back to when they had Jimmy Butler, there was also some beef with Jimmy Butler and Ben Simmons. I'm not too sure about it fully. All I sort of know is that I think Jimmy Butler said this on the JJ Redick podcast, I'm pretty sure. He said something along the lines of like, Ben Simmons sort of felt a certain way that he had the ball in his hand the whole season, and then Jimmy Butler gets the ball in his hand in the playoffs. But can you really blame Butler? And you can't blame Butler, but obviously it's a coach decision. But can Ben really be mad at anyone? Like, if you want the ball in your hand, like, you got to do the work. Like, Jimmy Butler was putting in the work and like being a threat. Like, and if Ben Simmons doesn't have the ball, he sort of becomes like somewhat irrelevant on the offensive end unless he's sort of like hitting like low post screens of Embiid and getting switches. Yeah, I do just think in an overall sense that Ben Simmons will have to improve his offensive game. Also, now leading on to the trade talks, like obviously that was strongly rumored that they were actually going to try trade him for James Harden, but they didn't go through with it on the Rockets end. But that's got to play a part in your mental, you know, like if you're part of this process, you know, you and Embiid are this team and it's built around you, for them to sort of talk about trading you, I know it was for James Harden. Like, it's not like he was getting traded for like a bum, but like, yeah, you do sort of got to feel a certain way. I did also hear though that he was happy that he didn't get traded, so he obviously is comfortable and wants to be in Philly and prove himself there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I sort of went on a sort of rampage of just like different sort of topics and sort of ranting on, but I covered everything I want to talk about. The last thing I want to sort of mention is this year he could prove us wrong. Like, I want to give him a challenge. I know he's not going to watch this or whatever, but my challenge for Ben Simmons is prove us wrong. Prove all of this unimproved talk wrong. Your team's doing really well at the moment, top team in the East. But yeah, I just think that Ben Simmons needs to prove it, especially in the playoffs and just becoming more of an offensive threat. Hopefully he doesn't finish the season with 12 points because his first 3 years he scored 15 to 16. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm fair on everything I've talked about with Ben Simmons, or do you think that I'm just being a bit of a hater? I'm trying to be fair and honest. This is just genuinely how I feel about him. I like the player, so like it's not like I've got this hidden agenda against him and I want to bash him for what he's not good at or whatever. But yeah, that's it for the video. Can we hit 6 likes and also hit the subscribe button? We're on the road to 1K by October. If you've made it this far in the video, you might as well hit the subscribe button. Let's try to get 400 by the end of this month, so you got like 5-6 days. I don't think you could do it, but if you made it this far, hit the subscribe button. But anyway, I'm waffling. Catch you guys next time. Peace, gang. Blah!